I am live. Hello, everybody. How is my voice coming across? This is episode 2 of Dino Life on Water live on YouTube. If you are watching this, you can get on right now on a live chat and we can talk. You can ask me some questions or whatever you want to do, or just listen to me ramble for the next half hour or so. We'll see. Um, so, what is it? It is Sunday Funday, and it is extremely cold outside. Extremely cold. I'm here in Davenport, Iowa, and over the last 4 days, we got, I think, between 12 and 15 inches of snow in the Quad Cities. The winds, the winter's not much paddleboarding, and might not unless we get over. It's going to stay right now. Actually, currently in the Quad Cities, and I think the wind chills were down into the negative 40, 40 right, -7 degrees. You guys see that? You really can't, can you? Maybe, yeah. -7 degrees. Feels like -29 degrees right now. Extremely cold. So it's like we have all the snow, but it's super cold out. And my daughter wants to go sledding. My nieces want to go sledding. I want to go sledding or snowboarding. And it's like that's going to happen until probably Sunday next week or Monday. So hopefully we get out and do that. Like I said, I don't see the snow melting anytime soon. And like I said, for the next 10 days, tomorrow the high is 0. On Tuesday, the high is 4. Wednesday, we actually get into the teens at 17 degrees. Thursday, 12. Friday, 4 degrees. Saturday, 5 degrees. And then Sunday, 23 degrees, which would be ample time to get out and go sledding. So let's shoot for next Sunday. And then Monday, 36 degrees. So here in the Quad City area, or probably the Midwest in general right now, I'd say, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For the next 7 days, just be prepared to dress extremely warm if you're going to be out in the elements, out working or commuting back and forth to work or doing your favorite outdoor activity. I would dress extremely warm, not to get hypothermia and be able to withstand being outside. Right now, I'm watching the playoff game between the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. We're in the second quarter, 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Packers got the ball. They're up 14-0, and they're back at their own 10, driving forward right now. Jordan's got the ball. Jordan Love's got the ball. It's going deep, and it's a catch to, not sure, Tucker Kraft. Anyways, yeah, so if the Packers win this one, I'm not sure they go on to play, but so proud of them. They're in the playoffs. Nobody thought they'd be here, and they are, and they're playing phenomenally well right now. So wish them the best of luck. Anyways, what else did I want to talk about besides the weather? Obviously, it's cold. It's cold everywhere, probably unless you're in Miami or down in Florida. You have some friends from Georgia, Florida paddleboarding. They were on a trip this weekend. I was actually contemplating going to that trip. It's just quite a trek for me to drive from here down to Weeki Wachee, I think, Springs down in Florida. It's about a 1,200-mile run for me, and it's not super simple for me to get down there and back, but hopefully in the future that changes. The idea of why I started Dino Life on Water was just essentially to help pay for my traveling and help pay for, being able to live and paddleboard, and do it more and more. And, essentially that's the goal, be able to develop some kind of income from the clothing brand so I can do more paddle, so I can travel more and go to more places. And that's really the goal with it. And on top of that, we'll see where the future goes with my sponsors, and so everything's good. Thumbs up for the future. And I wouldn't mind if people were interested. If you ever want a road trip, on a weekend, we could split off driving or split the gas at this point, um, and go someplace and go surfing or go paddleboarding, just to get away. I'm totally down for that too. So, uh, but I hope my friends down there in Georgia, Florida, paddleboarding, check them out. Hope they had a blast. Looked like the pictures, it looked like they were having fun. Looked like the weather was pretty good too. Hey, what's up, Aaron? How you doing? What's up, Cam? How you doing? We got Aaron Runzelman on with us, and we've got Cam Hill with Chill Adventures. He's on right now. They're chatting with me. I wish there was a way that I could do like a picture and a picture or a video and a video. I just haven't quite figured that out yet. Um, I bet those two guys were out surfing today. I don't think it's freezing yet up there, and I don't from the videos that I've seen from Cam and Aaron. Aaron's from Sheboygan and Cam's from, I believe, what is the place? It's Muskegon or Holland, Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, if that's right, Cam. And from the videos I've seen, it's not froze yet, so they are definitely out there ripping. Best time to catch some waves is right now. Um, Aaron said it is starting. If you are up in Sheboygan, it is starting to freeze over. And Cam said no, he's from Muskegon. That's right. I think they're all really close. Never been to there before. Drove by it, but never been to Muskegon. Been to Sheboygan. Love Sheboygan. Um. Anyways, yeah. So if you are going to be out surfing, I know that it starts to get frozen along the shore. I know that can be kind of dangerous to walk on, if I'm not mistaken. The few times I've been up there in the wintertime, up to Milwaukee and Chicago and Indiana, they recommended that you not walk on the shelf ice up by the lake, which makes sense. I mean, it'd be super dangerous. Um, so yeah, what to do now? Not froze over there yet, but it's definitely all frozen here. But I bet, what is today? January 15th. Um, January 15th, I think it's today, or 14th. 4, 11, 12, no, 13th. It is the 13th. I would imagine in the next 6 weeks, I would think that the lakes would start, especially sometimes we get some really warm days in February. It's weird. Like, we'll have like 2 or 3 days of 70 degrees and then the temperature will drop out again. And it seems like it happens like every year now. You think, oh man, um, the warm weather's here and it lasts like all like 3 or 4 days and it's back to being like in the 20s or the 30s to like March. So, looks like Cam, he scored a massive ice beard today. I can imagine with the water being so cold and the air being so cold today. I mean, you are extreme, my friend. Both of you guys. I mean, like I said, it was negative 15 here. I don't know what it was in Muskegon today, but if you were out surfing, man, that is awesome. I hope you stayed warm, and I hope you're nice and toasty right now, Cam. Um, looks like Aaron was doing some surf skating in the basement. That makes sense. I've done plenty of skating in my basement. It's not real long, but just rolling around. We actually have a huge skate park here, ran by some really cool dudes over on Brady Street in Davenport. It's called Skate Church, and it's like 3 floors of nothing but ramps and half pipes and rails and bowls and anything you can think of as a skateboarder. And definitely a cool place if you're into skating to check out during the winter months, that's for sure, because there's plenty of room to get going and have a good time. So check out Skate Church on Brady Street in Davenport if you're here in the Quad Cities. Yeah, so I haven't done too much skating. Well, I actually contemplated today. The roads are all still froze over and full of snow. I was going to get my snowboard out and just start bombing the hills on my snowboard around my neighborhood. Um, but it's just terrible cold out. I was out shoveling for 20 minutes and my hands were freezing, and I had gloves on. I was totally, hat, everything. It was just freezing. So, all right, touchdown Packers. Woohoo! All right. Make that 20-0 over the Cowboys. Heck yeah. Uh, Cam's saying that it was -3 today. Uh, so -3, you're out there surfing. That is awesome, my friend. I need to invest in one of these warm suits. I've been saying it for years. It's just, I rock a 3-2 um, suit, and even this year I put a 3 millimeter jacket over my 3-2 when I was out on the river the last few weeks in December. Um, so I mean, it's not the same, but it did work. But yeah, that's going to happen this year. I definitely want to get a 654 hooded chest zip, so I can be out paddleboarding and go hang out with my friends Aaron and Cam up there in the Great Lakes during the wintertime. And they're talking about Stony Point. That's another place I really want to go, is Stony Point. Like, I've watched all these videos of people surfing there, and this time of year into January, it's like -9 out there, and the waves are just pumping so hard, and everybody looks like they're just having an absolute blast. It's like, I so want to get up there and check that out. I've watching videos about it for like 5 or 6 years, and I've never been there. And it's like, I so want to go up there and do just try it. Um, so yeah, that'll be a good place to go here. Stony Point. Was that right north of Duluth, Minnesota, I believe? A couple hours, maybe an hour and a half north of Duluth. Um, Looks like there's a huge crew that goes there all the time, and it just looks like an absolute blast. So if you're into surfing or into paddleboarding or water sports, definitely check out Stony Point, Minnesota. And definitely check out Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and Muskegon and Holland. Like I said, I've never been to Holland. I drove by it, but never been there. But Sheboygan, Wisconsin, I have been to a couple times, and just a great, great city. Lot to do, so much to do there. Really cool boardwalk down by the lake, a lot of shops um, around the area, and really good surf, like really, really good surf. I mean, they call it the Malibu of the Midwest because it's just a huge surfing spot on the Great Lakes. Um, Looks like Cam's going to be heading over to surf with Aaron. Maybe I should meet the three of them. He's saying he wants to do a couple days and not just a 1 day trip. I'd be down with that on the weekend, but I just got to get a warm enough suit to come do it. But definitely Sheboygan is cool. Really, really cool. There's a cool surf shop there called EOS Surf Shop. Really cool dudes. Yeah, they know a lot about lake surfing and surfing in general. So if you need gear there, definitely check out. I think it's called EOS or EOS, one of the two. But super cool dudes. And again, a great city, a lot to do, and it's just a great vibe. They got a cool park, Kohler Entre State Park. Lots of beaches there, and you can camp there. I don't know if there's cabins there, but it's an awesome place to go. A lot of cool restaurants. Yeah, so if you've never been to Sheboygan, Wisconsin, for sure, check it out. Um, Looks like they're planning for the spring, so yeah, let's do it. Let's shoot for the spring. Give me a couple months. Maybe in March. Actually heading to Florida here in about 6 weeks. Maybe it's not 6 weeks. Yeah, about 6 weeks, I think. Going to like I said, Disney World. Take my daughter, my wife there for a couple days, and then I think we're going to go up into the Panhandle or go south into Fort Lauderdale. I'm not sure. We haven't decided yet. It just depends on the weather, really. So looking forward to that. I'll probably more than likely be the start of my 2024 paddling season. Will be um, will be in the next 6 weeks in Florida because I don't, like I said, unless we get some freaky weather and it gets really warm, nothing is going to not melt around here anytime soon. So looking forward to 6 weeks and being on the beach, either the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic Ocean. Either one is fine with me. Yes, Kohler Andre is a really nice campsite. It's cool. Like I said, that is a really cool park up there to visit and to. I think they have trails to camp. I mean, trails to hike. Um, tons of sandy beaches, and just a really cool place. Another cool place just south of Sheboygan Um, yeah, it's Harrington Beach. Is it called Harrington State Park? Harrington Beach. It's actually in Belgium, Wisconsin. That's a really cool state park or park to go and hang out. And there's trails, camping available, and lots of beaches. I've been there one time and it was really cool and very quiet. I mean, it's Belgium is a super tiny town. I think there's only like a restaurant, a gas station, um, a big church, and then like a bar with a hotel connected to it. That's where I actually stayed, and the people that ran it were super nice people. They had good food at the hotel, or at the bar next to the hotel that they owned as well. And it's literally like a mile up the road from the park. So cool place to hang out. Um, while we're talking about that, just south of there is Port Washington, Wisconsin, where my good buddy Sean Williams owns a surf shop called the Board Shack. Sean's a super cool dude, and he rents, I think, surfboards, paddle boards. He's got all sorts of wetsuits to sell, surfboards to sell, skateboards to sell, some paddle boards to sell. He actually sells my brand, Dino Life on Water, there in Port Washington. And so if you are in the area, go check out that shop. He's got everything you need to be on the water, to be out skating, out paddling, whatever. He's got it there. So definitely check out the Board Shack in Port Washington, Wisconsin. Um, yeah, and Aaron's saying the port's getting popular. Yeah, I love South Beach is a lot of fun there in Port Washington, and that's another super cool town. It's like it's kind of I think it's smaller than Sheboygan, Aaron, um, but it has that main drag that's like this has everything on it, like where the Board Shack is at. There's all the other local like restaurants and little shops to shop at. Um, and they seem to have a good scene. I know I've seen lots of video of guys surfing there. I've seen you surfing there, Aaron. Um, I've seen video of, I believe her name is Mara Schaefer. Um, Mara, if you watch this, how's it going? There's a group of women up there that go paddleboarding up there. Um, we've actually talked about, Sean and I have talked about doing a float down I guess the Milwaukee River. We've talked about that for like a couple of years and it's not happened, but it'd be cool to make that happen this year or do some kind of get together at South Beach through the Board Shack and maybe get some local surfers and guys like Aaron or KM and maybe Burton Hathaway or whoever to come and have something there in Port Washington. That'd be really gnarly to do. So hopefully that happens this year. If we do the float, hey, if you want to try paddleboarding, uh, you know, we can all just do a big group excursion down the Milwaukee River a few times this year. I'll talk to Sean about it if you're interested in it, or people that might be interested in it. Definitely let him know, and we will make that happen. Um, I'm no stranger to paddling rivers. I mean, obviously, if you guys have watched any of my YouTube videos, I've done lots of rivers around the area. Um, let's see here, like the Wapsie River, the Mississippi River, the Rock River, the Iowa River, the Cedar River. Um, the list goes on and on, but never done the Milwaukee River, but I would definitely be a fan of doing a big group float down the Milwaukee River there in Port Washington, or doing a float. We've talked about doing a float from Harrington Beach down to the marina at Port Washington. Just not real sure how. I don't know how far that is. But Sean and I were talking about that. It would just depend on the conditions. It wouldn't be a lot of fun if it was really wavy to do a paddleboard excursion from there. But if the conditions were flat and like a summer day where it's hot and just flat, it'd be a lot of fun paddling from there down to the port. Um, so that's something else we've talked about over the years. I really want to get back up to Port Washington. I've only been up there one time. Sean and I have talked numerous times, but only really met face to face one time. So definitely want to get back up to the Board Shack in Port Washington and make some more frequent trips there. Um, yeah, Cam's down. He's got a shred yacht. Yeah, I know Cam. I saw the video the few times you were using it. So definitely, yeah. If you're going to come up and meet Aaron in Wisconsin, like I said, just let me know when you're going to do it so I can, make sure I can meet you guys, um, for sure. So, um, we could, um, yeah, I'm always looking forward to that. That'd be a really good time. We could make like a weekend out of it, or go maybe there's any places to camp or whatever. Leave on like a Friday and come back. I could come back on like a Sunday or a Monday. So, um, anyways, well, Packers just scored again. Heck yes! Wow, almost halftime. That was a pick six, defensive touchdown. Heck yeah, go Pack! 27-0. Packers are up with a minute 50 before halftime. Um, wow, sure does get darker. I mean, have you noticed? I mean, what is it? 4:45, and it's still light. So it seems like the days are getting longer, but just not long enough yet. Anyways, okay. So, what is my goal for this year, 2024? What could I do? What kind of goal could I accomplish? And I've been thinking about this. And one thing is, I've gone on vacations, uh, plenty of places, but I really have never spent very much time outside of the Quad Cities in my own state that I live in. And I'm thinking, why is that? Why is it that people live in like states, whatever state you live in, but yet always make it a point to travel outside of that state to check out someplace new? So I'm thinking, okay, Iowa is, I think, about 300 miles across. Um, and I'm not sure how, north south, how far it is. But if this is possible, I thought, hey, you know what? Why not try and paddle every lake in Iowa? I'm not even sure how many lakes are in Iowa. I know, you've got the Great Lakes of Iowa, like Lake Superior, or not Lake Superior, East and West Okoboji's, Big Spirit Lake. Um, you know, they're actually called the Great Lakes of Iowa because those three lakes and only a few more are the only glacial lakes in Iowa, um, other than the ones in like Wisconsin and Minnesota, up there. And those Great Lakes, Iowa, they sit up like literally on the Minnesota border. I think Spirit Lake actually goes across into Minnesota, so they're right there. But those would be about the farthest lakes from me. Like I said, it's got to be 300 plus miles to get there. Um, there's Clear Lake, which is another, I believe, glacial lake, natural lake in Iowa. We don't have that many natural lakes in Iowa. Most of them are man-made. But the few that are up all in the northwest corner of Iowa. And Clear Lake, I have been to. I've never paddled Clear Lake, but it's a beautiful area, beautiful beach town that completely circles this lake. And it's actually home to the Surf Ballroom, where, if you know anything about music history, the Big Bopper, Richie Valens, and Buddy Holly all played their last show at the Surf Ballroom before they left an airstrip in Mason City, and the plane went down due to bad weather. So if you ever visit Mason City, where the airport's at, they actually have a big set of glasses that look like Buddy Holly's glasses where the actual plane wreck was. Um, so yeah, Clear Lake is a cool place. It's very cool. A lot of shot. It kind of reminds you of Sheboygan. It does. Um, in a way, there's everything sits on the lake. And the Surf Ballroom is like iconic. Like anybody has played the Surf Ballroom. I mean, it's so cool. They've kept it like the exact same way it was when it opened. Had it been back in like the 50s, I don't know, the 40s, I'm not sure when it opened, but it's very nostalgic, very super cool. And everybody has played there. I mean, any kind of music, you name it, has played the Surf Ballroom. Um, I have not been to a show at the Surf Ballroom. I've always seen, ads for bands that are playing there, but it's 225 miles from the Quad Cities to Clear Lake. I actually can be in Milwaukee or Chicago in quicker time than it would be for me to go to Clear Lake, Iowa. Um, Clear Lake is actually about an hour, hour and a half to the east of the Great Lakes of Iowa. So that would probably be, yeah, it's got to be 300 plus miles to the Great Lakes, Iowa. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to do my research. I'm going to look up how many lakes are in the state of Iowa. And the plan is just to mark them off one by one. Um, let you guys know from video, I will vlog it. I will videotape it, not videotape. I will record it. And I will definitely, have it on the podcast, have it on my vlogs, have it on all social media, Instagram, to Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Um, and I'll share that with everybody. I know that a lot of people don't think of Iowa as a, destination state. But there is a lot to do in the state. I mean, and I'm just going to show one thing, and I'm going to go in that direction, show you why you would like to come to Iowa. Research separates the Quad Cities. And that's where I live. So it's the Quad Cities, basically Bettendorf, Davenport, Moline, and Rock Island. I live in Davenport. Sponsorship. There is a blog or a channel, I think, called Iowa Outdoors. That's not a bad idea, even if they help, um, some kind of stipend just for gas, that'd be cool. And, definitely be great for the state of Iowa. You can actually surf in Iowa in like two places, I think. There is a Charles City Whitewater Park, and there is, what's the other place called? Manchester, Iowa has a whitewater park. I've been to both of them. Super cool. If you actually, if you follow Ben Gravy, if you don't, you should watch his vlogs. He actually surfed every state in the United States, and now he's working on every country in the United States. Anyways, he came to Iowa, and he surfed Charles City, Iowa, with his brother Hob, and it's just a standing wave. Actually, there's more than one wave. I think there's like 4 waves. It's a wave park, is what it is. And that's also in Manchester. And I mean, other than getting some, I've seen waves break on Lake Red Rock, which is the biggest lake in Iowa. It's a man-made reservoir from the Des Moines River. And I've seen footage of waves on North Overlook Beach on windy days that, possibly might be surfable. I mean, if you caught it right. I know that, again, I know Ben Gravy surfed Lake Tahoe because the wind-driven waves coming across it. And I also saw there's some dudes down in southern Iowa. Trying to think of the name of the lake down there. It's the second biggest lake in Iowa. And I've seen a group of guys, I think they have a channel. They do a lot of like wind, I don't know, is it windsurfing, or they have like a kiteboarding. That's really big down there on that lake. Lake Rathbun, that's it. That's down in the southern part of Iowa. Both 2 lakes I have not been to at all. There's actually a surf shop / it's more of a, I think I just lost my headphones here. Hold on a second. There's a place in Pella, Iowa called Sup Red Rock, and they have all kinds of they do sup rentals, they sell sups, they sell other things there too as well. If you're in that area, definitely check them out. That's a cool little shop there in Pella. But anyways, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, both lakes I haven't been to before. I've been asked to go there a handful of times, and so that'd be 2 more that I have to do as well. Not too many though on the eastern side of Iowa that I haven't done. There's really not that many over on this side. The river literally runs through the whole side of Iowa on my side, and I think it's about 3 hours. No, not 3 hours. 2 hours from here to the border of Minnesota, up the Mississippi, and then it's only a couple hours to Keokuk, Missouri, which is right on the border of Missouri. but all the lakes and rivers are in the central and west side of Iowa. Um, so I'm going to have to map it out. Obviously, you know, how should I say this? I'm going to do the lakes that are actually labeled as lakes. I'm sure there's lots of little reservoirs and ponds, farm ponds, things like that all over. But that would be, I don't know how you would check that off. But I'm going to do actually lakes that are labeled as lakes in the state of Iowa. Um, the question is, do you think I can do it in a year? I work 4 days a week, sometimes 5 days a week, which gives me 3 days. Um, Realistically, from like March till the second week, usually of December, is when everything freezes, thaws, and unfreezes, or unthaws. Sorry, not unfreezes. Um, there is a oh yeah, Aaron, there is a there is a wave in Yorkville, Illinois. I've been there. It's on the Fox River. Um, it's a whitewater park. You can actually check that out on my vlogs. That was probably 2 years ago. I did that. A lot of fun. I didn't surf it at all, but I definitely did the whitewater course. Um, and it was extremely hard. I'm not used to whitewater, so it was extremely hard for me. I did it a bunch on my knees. I ate it a few times trying to stand up on the course, and but I had a lot of fun. And it's not real long, but it definitely is in the Yorkville area, a lot of fun to go to. So I think that's my main goal for 2024 is to paddleboard every lake in the state of Iowa. Um, I know it's possible. Like I said, I've already done a bunch from here on the east side of Iowa. So I just have to see what the rest of the list is. This does not include rivers, like I said, streams, farm ponds. No, just lakes that are, you know, labeled as lakes in the state of Iowa. How long I've been on for? Oh, I've been on for about 33 minutes. Cowboys just scored, so it's now 7-27. I think, and it's halftime. I think going into halftime. So looking forward to the second half. Hope you guys have a great week. I'll probably podcast again. I don't know, maybe Wednesday night, possibly. I've been doing it once a week on Sundays. But if I get a good response, the second one, then I'll do it more. So I hope you enjoyed this short program, this podcast, the Dino Life on Water. Like I said, I hope you have a great week. If you're able to get out on the water and have fun, definitely do it because I cannot. So definitely do that. Just keep having fun, set goals for yourself, stay positive, and remember the sky's the limit. You're in the pilot of your own ship, so you can make anything happen. Again, thanks for watching. Real quick, and thanks for listening. Real quick, big shout out to iRocker paddleboards. If you're looking for a new paddleboard, definitely hit up iRocker Sup. They are an amazing paddleboards, amazing group of people to work with, and I'm proud to be on the iRocker team. And right now they've got some great deals to check out. So if you're in the need of a new paddleboard, if you have any questions, hit me up, directly, or just call them up, and they will tell you everything you need to know about paddleboarding and what would work best for you. Aaron just let me know that a man by the name of Jack Stater surfed a man-made lake in Illinois on TikTok. I believe it. Like I said, if you get a big enough wind surge, I think across any body of water, I think, and it breaks on like a shallow break. Like I don't see why any lake of size wouldn't have some kind of break that you could probably surf if you're on a board with enough volume or like a paddle board. You got Lost Grove Lake, and here in the Quad Cities where I go to all the time. If it actually broke, and there was, the way that Lost Grove works, it's like basically it's been cut. It's just, it goes from 0 to 10 feet to 40 feet. And there's no real good place for any waves really to break, but I see them, on really, really windy days. It definitely would be possible at the Grove to surf. Um, but yeah, we're gonna call it a night. It's been awesome. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for watching. And like I said, just keep having fun and definitely hit me up on all social media. If you want to help support the dream, check out www.dinohalsey.bigcartel.com. Uh, Check out Aaron Runzelman's on him on social media, and he does a YouTube channel as well of his surfing up Sheboygan, and definitely hit up the Cam Hill and Muskegon, Michigan. Post every day, and he's doing it the real way. So definitely check out his vlogs as well. And with that being said, have a great night, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.